what it is, and welcome to the first inaugural edition of Fox News Saturday Night. I guess I'll address the elephant in the room, me. Now, how in the blue hell was I allowed to host this week? Easy, equity. Gotta love equity, checking boxes here. So buckle up, because this ride is gonna get wild. First up, I have a few things to say that are, well, I like to say, news to me. Now, hosting this show is somewhat surreal. I don't really know how I got here. I'm basically like a fish out of water. But I feel great, almost tripping. And speaking of which, let's start with our president, who it appears is still working on finding his footing in his new job. We'll get that sandbag removed. Now, President Biden did his best Humpty Dumpty impersonation for another big fall, and all the Secret Service couldn't put him back together again. The best part is the president immediately pointing to an invisible sandbag that tripped him. I think he needs to wear his bike helmet at all times. I mean, I'll give President Biden credit for this. He seems to be down there a lot, so he probably knows his way around. Speaking of people at the bottom, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is back on her feet. She's been appointed a senior leadership fellow at Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health. Yes, she's obviously the resident expert on keeping people healthy.
I see a lot of children playing on playgrounds. The playgrounds are still closed, and they're going to be closed for the foreseeable future. My recommendation as a parent is don't go on the playground equipment because it's not being cleaned.
Hey, she should be proud. Speaking of pride, it's Pride Month. From Target to Kohl's, even Chick-fil-A, there seems to be a lot of uproar over what is appropriate and what is not when it comes to the LGBTQ plus or whatever platform. Everyone has their own opinion these days. Everyone has their own jokes, and I have mine. There seems to be a controversy on how much of someone's personal life we all need to be aware of or recognize publicly. Now, there's been boycotts on both sides, including Bud Light, which is now the new face of failure. I'm off the hook. And in the woke movement, we see campaigns, even political ones, capitalizing off wokeness. And recently, Target's new Pride section has some consumers hotter than fish grease. I think I can solve this riddle. Why not have a section for everyone so we're truly all-inclusive? How about a heterosexual section? After all, heterosexuals are still batting 1,000 for humanity at this point. Now, the point is, during Pride Month, don't we want everyone involved? You know, all-inclusive. I'm looking forward to seeing Target's new heterosexual section. Speaking of breeders, Al Pacino will soon be a new father. Well, an old new father. A new old father. Anyway, at the ripe age of 83. Surprise! But he reportedly demanded a DNA test because he didn't think he was capable of getting someone pregnant. It's no wonder he never played a doctor in any of his movies.
Say hello to my little friend!
Making a point dressing like that? Is that you dress for a meeting?
And this is how you dress in Florida? In a suit?
For a meeting? Anywhere. Florida, Timbuktu, I dress in a suit. For a meeting. And you're late.
Like a friend, so,
Donnie,
you know.
I got sent for. In our thing, you get sent for, you go in alive, you come out dead, and it's your best friend that does it.
Well, it wasn't your best friend, and you need to stop having people say hello to your little friend, okay? That's what got you in trouble in the first place, mister. He didn't know he couldn't get someone pregnant. Yes, you did. Look, you're 80. You should be proud. I'd be standing like Captain Morgan saying, still got it. But instead, you want to be the bad guy. So say goodnight to the bad guy. Like Joe Biden, old man Al is tripping. Maybe if Pacino got married, he wouldn't have this problem. But for example, take this couple in Georgia who fed 99 people at their wedding by feeding them Chili's, all for less than $2,000. That's like $2 a person.
Our total cost for our wedding food was $1,950 for 99 guests. We loved the price point. I mean, you really can't beat that price point. Like, you just can't. It's insane that we only spent that much money for our wedding food. We had chicken tenders, sliders, we had egg rolls, chips and salsa, Cajun chicken pasta, we had salad.
And don't forget 2-for-1 strawberry margaritas, and they better have had an open bar. And last but not least, it's called sologami. Sologami? All right. And it's apparently, this is a thing. More women want to express a symbolic expression for self-love. So duh, they married themselves, obviously. So whatever happened to just buying a cat? You know what I'm saying, fellas? All right, maybe not. Jesse Waters got this scoop.
I decided to marry myself because I went through a traumatic childhood, and I just went through this therapeutic process. And I told my therapist, like, when I was a little girl, I wanted to marry myself.
So in the spirit of trying new things, this inaugural show, and management didn't read my monologue, I'm going to marry myself tonight, borrowing from the actual vows of one of the women. Let me start by saying, Tyrus, I love you so much. Thank you for everything you've done to get me this far. I vow to make laughter and joy the center of my existence. I vow to honor my calling and live my life as a work of art. I vow to create a life of integrity and grace with a few dirty jokes and wild times to spice things up, of course. I do. Nah, that's not me. It's not going to work. Yeah, I mean, I just feel this is attention-seeking much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.